Hello guys, how are you doing today? Today I wanted to talk about a topic called how pornography destroys our brain and future. What's the effects of watching porn? Before I jump into that, before I jump into, the amount of dopamine it gives, how it hijacks our brain, I want to talk about the prefrontal cortex and I want to talk about a dopamine receptor. Now, what's the prefrontal cortex? The prefrontal cortex is something that is in our frontal lobe part of the brain, known as the prefrontal cortex. It's responsible for focus, it's responsible for memory, it's responsible for decision making, the ability to decide in life, what you're going to do, what you're not going to do, what are the things you want to achieve in life, and so on and so forth. Your prefrontal cortex is very important for focusing, for studying, for career, for development. It's a very important part of the brain. And the dopamine receptor. The dopamine receptor is the part of the brain that gives you dopamine. When you have dopamine is a good chemical feeling that allows a person to feel alerted, to feel focused, to feel good, to feel energetic, and to feel fresh. When you actually watch porn, you damage the dopamine receptor and you actually damage the prefrontal cortex. So what happens when you damage your dopamine receptor? Because your dopamine receptor is getting damaged, that you can't focus, you can't think straight, you can't, think properly. Like your ability to think straight, your ability to focus and get tasks done and actually do something becomes so much harder because your brain isn't releasing dopamine, since your brain relies on giving so much dopamine only through watching porn. When you watch porn, your brain is like, your brain releases so much dopamine that it crashes below your baseline and you feel drained and tired. And the more you keep watching porn, the more your brain will just keep asking, hey, let's watch porn. And you keep chasing porn again, just to feel great, just to feel energetic, just to feel good. Because you will love the feeling of what porn does to your brain. And you'll just love the feeling of porn, seeing nudity, and because of dopamine. Because it gives so much dopamine, it gives so much stimulation that we just love watching it. And over time, because it damages our dopamine receptor, our ability to enjoy natural pleasure things like going outside, enjoying nature, socializing, talking to people, exercising, we start to find stuff like that boring, and we start to feel so weird, and we start to feel uncomfortable doing it because our brain system relies on porn to have comfort and for dopamine and for pleasure. Now let's talk about the prefrontal cortex. It's, when you watch porn, your prefrontal cortex gets weakened every single time you watch porn. The more you watch it, the more weakened it gets. Now, why does it get weak? The reason why it gets weak is because when we watch porn, it, destroys our energy levels. It destroys the way we feel, the way we're gonna, the way we're gonna perform in life. When your prefrontal cortex is weakened, your ability to focus, your ability to memorize, your ability to do tasks, your ability to finish tasks and just finish them on time and do them, it becomes a lot more harder because your prefrontal cortex is weakened. So your ability to focus is weakened, your ability to memorize, to get tasks done, to think clearly, to make important life decisions, it becomes weakened. And when your prefrontal cortex becomes weakened, plus when your dopamine receptors are also not there anymore because they're damaged or they become weakened, this is where you enter the moment stage of depression. You're gonna be depressed, you're gonna be anxious, you're gonna be lost, you're going to be worried. You're going to feel like, man, I really lost in life. Like, it's generally going to affect you in a bad way. And that's what porn does. Like, porn is not good for your brain. It's not good for your mental health. It's not good for your mood. Porn will literally destroy the way you see things. Porn will literally destroy your vision, your focus, the way you will perform in life, the way you will do in life. Like, this is just the nature of watching porn, And unfortunately, for many people who watch porn, they become so into it that they believe that, porn is the only way to source of comfort. They believe they cannot stop it. They In fact, for anyone who wants to get married, or for anyone who wants to have a partner, when your mind is so used to sexual stimulation through looking at porn and nudity, the ability for a person to have intercourse in real life, or the ability for a person to get married, or even have a proper stable relationship, it becomes less significant, less challenging, because this is what porn does. Porn rewires your brain to chase fantasy, to chase nudity, to chase, looks. I want to feel like that. I want to be that. I want to be that. It's such an amazing feeling. Like, porn rewires your brain, and porn conditions your brain to chase fantasy, to chase nudity, to chase women, and to look at that. Because with porn, it's endless content. You can watch 1,000 videos of pornography and still watch another 1,000 more. Like, it just never ends, because porn is something that's constantly running every single day, and there's new videos of it every single day, every single moment. Like, it just never ends. That's the thing about porn. And humans, they like stuff when something doesn't end. When something doesn't end, your brain always has something new to see. And when your brain has something new to see, you want to keep chasing it, you want to keep watching it, you want to keep doing it. Why? Because there's something new to see. But you have to understand one thing. Porn is not good for you. Porn isn't good for your brain. I promise you, my biggest regret was watching porn. I started watching porn when I was 11 years old. And I quit porn when I was at the age of 21, though I did relapse at the age of 22. But realistically talking, for about 10 years, I was addicted to porn. I couldn't control myself. At first, everyone was telling me, it's fine. People would tell you, if you watch porn, if you watch two people committing a sexual act together, there's nothing wrong with it. People will try to tell you it's fine. It became, unfortunately, it's very sad, pornography has become norm in our time. Like, apparently it's normal to watch porn and all of that stuff. And I'm telling you, do not watch porn. Do not become addicted to looking at nudity. You don't need that sort of stuff in your life. It's addictive. I promise you. Don't think you have self-control. I can watch it once in a while. Don't try to toughen yourself up and think it's okay. I promise you, it's not okay. Lust is the biggest battle we have in our life. Lust is so hard to defeat. Lust will literally destroy you if you cannot control your desires, if you cannot control what your eyes see, and most importantly, if you cannot control your sexual desires as well. It's so important. Control your lust before your lust controls you. If you can't control your lust, you're going to keep watching porn, you're going to keep searching for new nudity content, you're going to keep searching for inappropriate content, you're just going to keep chasing fantasy, pleasure. You're going to be a man who can't control himself. You're going to be a man who has no discipline. When you watch porn, your lifestyle is going to get shattered. I promise you. Do not watch pornography. Pornography is no beneficial. There's nothing to see. It's just going to destroy you. It's going to rewire your brain. It literally, in fact, when you watch porn, it shrinks your brain. Literally, your brain gets shrinked. Forget about if it damages the dopamine receptors or if it damages the prefrontal cortex. Because I'm not going to lie. I've watched pornography and it really destroyed me a lot. I can literally feel it in my brain. I can feel in my brain dopamine receptor has been damaged. I can feel my prefrontal cortex has been damaged. I feel like my lifestyle has been damaged. And even though it's been a while since I watched it, I still feel that effect. Like, I just wish I never started it. My biggest regret was I just watched porn. I really wish. It's so scary. Like, it's to think about it, that one night decision of watching porn, and then you just go on from there, can be the reason why you are living months and years of depression, of suicidal thoughts, of not having the best, and just because of that one night of you seeing porn, and then you just go months and years of watching it, and now your life is destroyed. That's my biggest regret. That one moment I watched porn, that one moment I looked at porn, that destroyed my life. I just wish I never watched porn. And I hope anyone in the future doesn't watch porn. I believe pornography is something that has to be banned. We have to, literally, there's no benefit in it. Porn stars, Yeah, they're making money out of it. Why? Because people love looking at that stuff. Because people don't understand the effects of it. We don't see the consequences, unfortunately, until at a later time for our life. We just don't. And I promise you, pornography is the worst thing you can have for your life. It's not gonna benefit you. It's not gonna help you. It's so bad for you. Just don't watch porn, please. Like it's the worst thing for your mind. It's the worst thing for your mental state. It's not gonna benefit you. It's not gonna do you anything. It's scary to think about it. Seriously, like, imagine. Seriously. That one night, just that one night of me watching porn when I was 11 years old, just that one night when I discovered it. At first, oh my god, you know what? It's nice. I like looking at this. It's harmless. It's cool. It's chill. Let me keep going at it. I feel perfectly fine. Because I never understood what pornography is. I never understood the dopamine spikes it was giving me. I never understood I was rewiring my brain to chase fantasy, to chase dopamine, to chase pleasure. I never understood my brain was getting shrinked. I never understood it was destroying my mental health. I never understood it was damaging my dopamine receptors. I never understood it was damaging my prefrontal cortex or weakening my prefrontal cortex. Every time I give up to porn, or I give in to porn, I started to reduce my confidence. I started to reduce my discipline. My mental health started to decline. Like, I still feel that feeling right now. Because like, I can imagine if 10 years ago I didn't start porn, I know I would be in a better position right now. My mental state would be in a better position. My energy levels would be in a better position. I know I would feel like I'm in the best position. But unfortunately, I was not that understanding about porn. I never understood that. I never saw porn as a problem. I just saw porn as something normal. There's no harmful in watching it. It's you're just watching two people having sexual act together. There's no harm in it. It's okay if we watch it. Supposing some people will tell you, you know what, I watch it because of education. I want to learn about it. I want to see about it, and because I guess it feels nice. But let me tell you the truth. Most people don't watch it because of they want to learn something. No, most people watch it because they're addicted. Like, literally, they're addicted. I can tell you there's someone at work who's working, and sometimes he has to go to the toilet to grab his phone just to watch porn and masturbate. People are literally addicted. It's not something that has any of benefit. It's not something that people should watch. It has no education. It has nothing. Especially for the younger generation. For anyone who's young and who's exposed to porn at a younger age, they're going to lose so much potential to be great when they grow old just because of porn. Porn and lust is enough to destroy your life, to destroy your future life, to destroy everything you will have in life. Porn is just the worst thing you can consume for your mind, you can consume for your mental health. It's just the worst thing. And because of that one night, it can ruin 10 and 20 years of your life. But but it is changeable. It is possible to save your future. How? If I stop porn right now and right here, not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, not next year, not after decades. No, right here, right now. If I commit to stopping porn right here, right now, my brain will go through a process of rewiring itself, of shutting those bad thoughts of dopamine. When your brain is not receiving dopamine from porn, it's going to shout at you. Your brain is going to go through a moment of flat phase. A flat phase is when you feel unmotivated, you feel you have no energy, you feel you're tired, you feel you're exhausted. Nothing is working in my life. I'm super drained. This is what porn does to your brain. But when you quit porn, know that it's going to be very hard. Because your brain is going to enter a moment of flatness phase. Your brain is going to rewire itself. Your brain is going to condition itself. We don't need porn to have dopamine. At the same time, you're going to be rewiring your brain. If you put in effort, you're going to be rewiring your brain to get dopamine from exercise, from fitness, from healthy eating, and it might go for a week, month, or months of rewiring until it slowly subsides. But I have to tell you something. Change isn't easy. When you want to quit porn, it's gonna take it's gonna be a painful journey. It might take a couple of months, it might take years for those bad effects of porn to fully get out of you. You might even be quitting porn for 2 years, but still feeling that slight effect of pornography and of what it did to your mind and mental health. It just depends how badly you were addicted, and how badly it has affected you, and how long you've been doing it for. But it is possible that you can quit pornography, but it is going to take time, it is going to take dedication, it is going to take commitment. Let me tell you one thing. You have two options. You could be watching porn right now, decide not to quit it, and your future self will be destroyed. Your potential, your ability to do things, especially marriage, for anyone who's looking for marriage, it's going to be hard. It's going to destroy your future. And your brain is going to get worse, your mental health is going to get worse, your dopamine receptors are going to get damaged, your prefrontal cortex is going to get weakened. Like, you're going to have no energy, and you're just going to be tired, because when you watch porn, it spikes way above your baseline, and then it spikes way below your baseline, leaving a person feeling unenergetic, exhausted, and crashed out. Like, it's a quick rush of feeling, but it's a temporary feeling. That's one thing you have to understand. That feeling when you watch porn, it's just a temporary, quick rush feeling. It's not a feeling that's going to last forever. It's not a feeling that's going to stay forever. It's just a quick, temporary, last feeling. That's what you have to understand. This is what happens when you watch porn. The option 2, decide to quit porn right now for good, and you will save your future self. You will even save your future marriage if you do get married. Your prefrontal cortex will slowly start to heal itself. Your dopamine receptors will slowly start to heal itself. Your brain will start to expand instead of shrinking. Your mind, mood, energy, and mental health will improve. Your brain will get rewired to enjoy more natural sources of dopamine if you put in effort, like exercise, dieting, nature, and all that stuff. But you have to put in the effort. But it's a painful process. Let me tell you something, right? When you go through a process of quitting porn, you are gonna go through moments of giving up in life. You are gonna go through moments of I can't do this anymore in life. You are gonna go through moments of this is too much for me. But I want to tell you something. Listen to me, right? Pain is temporary. It may last for a minute. It may last for an hour. It may last for a day. It may last for a week. It may last for a month. It may last for a year. It may last for decades, but eventually it will subside. It will decrease. However, if I give up on the pain and I just numb it and all that stuff, then the pain will keep growing and it keep getting worse and worse and worse. I promise you, pain is temporary. Pain and effort equals sustained motivation, sustainable dopamine, improved emotional regulation, sharper focus, increased productivity, increased energy. Boredom is a sign of healing. Out of sight equals out of mind. No one said this journey of quitting porn is going to be easy. No one said this journey of cutting out distractions, pornography, and all that is going to be easy. But I promise you, at the end of the journey, it's so much worth it. Just imagine that. The first week is the hardest week. The first week of you trying to quit porn is literally the hardest week. Like, your brain is going to be screaming, your brain is going to be shouting at you, your brain is going to be saying to you, that's painful, man, let's get back to porn, let's enjoy watching pornography. Pornography healed me, pornography allowed me to be my best self. But let me tell you something, right? The only way for you to improve in life, the only way for you to become the best version of yourself in life and really, really, really grow in life, you need to quit porn. Porn isn't going to save you. Porn isn't worth for that temporary dopamine rush. Porn isn't going to... When you quit porn, there's a term, they say, when you quit porn, you don't just improve your dopamine regulation and your mood and your mental health. You become a lot more dopamine sensitive, and I'll explain what that means. being dopamine sensitive means when I do something that's very stimulating, like playing video games, eating junk food, listening to music, watching a movie, I feel that dopamine. I can literally feel the stimulation in my brain. But when I do natural stuff like exercise, dieting, head to nature walk, I will see that I don't get quick dopamine, and I will feel that the dopamine is very steady, and it's less stimulating than, doing video games and all that. I will feel the difference. I will feel how a video game gives me quick dopamine rush, and I will feel how exercising gives me healthier, steady dopamine. But to become dopamine sensitive, you have to cut out the things that give you dopamine spike consistently every single time. And when you do that, when you restart your brain, when you refresh your brain, when you improve your mental health, when you do things that will improve you over time, you become a lot more dopamine sensitive. You're able to focus more, you're able to understand more, you're able to be a lot more relaxed, you're able to be a lot more mature in the choices you make. Like, you will see yourself improving in life only when you quit porn. But the only way to improve in life, the only way to grow in life, the only way to be the best version of yourself is to just, really believe in yourself, just love yourself, have confidence, and just quit porn right here, right now. Not tomorrow, not tomorrow, not next week, not next year. Not a lot of people, what they say, people say, okay, you know what, I will lock in tomorrow. They never lock in tomorrow. I'll lock in next week. Never lock in next week. I'll lock in next year. The reason why they're saying that is because right now they don't feel comfortable to step out of the comfort zone and quit their addiction. So that's why they're saying next time, but they're never doing it. But if someone truly wanted to start, he'll start now. Even if you watch porn today, you start now by not watching any more porn from today, and tomorrow is your day one of not watching porn. That's how you have to think about it. If you want to change, you start now. And that one decision of you starting now will actually probably have a good effect on you actually quitting porn long term. You start now, not tomorrow, not next week, not next year. Right here, right now. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good day.